137 million in a luxury jet. So this thing of the Pope being able to fly Air Italia and the president of a country that cannot feed its own children, munapatiwa capitation ya 95 shillings per child, flying in such an expensive jet is what is killing this country. So our problem is not finance bill. Our problem is we are budgeting for rubbish. And part of that rubbish is getting a person whose name, if you change it, can become Tour, or if you change Tour, it can become Ruto. And he's always touring.
And here we are dealing with a lot of these issues. And while all of this is happening, you're getting into a week whereby the budget will be read and that you're going to be told, essentially, how the country is going to spend money. Part of that money is debt. We know that in the numbers, one of the sectors that gets easily the lion's share of these funds is education. Now, unfortunately, we are not able to see the end result of that kind of investment in this sector, whereby we're dealing with now 6 years. We used to, in 2025, we talked about 5 years of unpaid capitation balance. Now, we're talking about 6 years of unpaid capitation balance. For the first time in history, or maybe the history of 5 years, the first term capitation this year was paid before the term began. Well, that was a story because we got into second term and then now we're telling stories. But then we have an education sector that is really all belly up. Things are in the air. I mean, we have recommendations about what should be done in school. And now in the second term, as has always been the case, it's very clear that the second term has been the time where we see unrest. We don't see unrest in the first term. We don't see unrest in the third term. In the last 30 years, the unrest that has led to the fires, that has killed children, that has now made commissions to sit and chairs to then, has been in the second term. It seems as though the indicators of these issues are very clear, but we don't want to deal with them. We then had a PS yesterday who then spoke with an essence of bravado, where he basically said, we'll shut all of you down if you bring this nonsense. We're not looking at the issue to solve the problem. We want to beat it down with a stick the way you beat a lizard. Why?
Because the PS does not know what he's doing in his job. I happened to have sat at the board of Nanyuki High School for 4 years. And when I was sitting in that board, I discovered where the problem is. The government wakes up and says 100% transition to high school without a commensurate investment in school infrastructure. So a school like Nanyuki that was supposed to have taken 350 Form 1s that year was given 495. So the principal had 145 boys extra. What do you do with them? Do you know the atrocious things that principals do? Because he has to keep his job. They partition the library. They put some children to sleep in the library. They partition dining halls. You should go to some of these national schools I don't want to mention.
It's happening today.
You find places where children are sleeping.
Sanatorium.
Yes. Under the stairs. Some have, and then the bathrooms are not enough. The toilets are not enough.